Hey everybody, Miss Binns here. I wanted to start and introduce Unit 4 to you guys. So Unit 4 is Systems of Equations. There are different types and you'll see those on the document that we share. And I will do a video for each type. So the first one is solving by graphing. So in the last unit we dealt with one line. So basically with systems, as you can see up here, I already wrote in the definition, but a system of equations is two or more equations with the same variables. So instead of dealing with one line, we're going to deal with two now. So I know it says two or more, but we're only going to deal with two. So as you go through, I will post these notes too, the completed ones, so you guys will have those if I'm going too fast and you don't have time to write it down. Also, if you don't have a printer at home, you are more than welcome to just do this on a scratch piece of paper or just follow along as I go through the video. Okay, so we have all those resources posted for you. So we'll get started with this. So graphically, which is what we're going to do with this lesson today, is where the lines intersect or cross. That's going to be the solution. Okay, so where the lines cross. And then algebraically, it's just the point x and y that makes both equations true. All right, so I'm going to go through, like I said, we're going to do the graphically ones today. All right, so there's three different types of solutions with these, and I will go through. And we will, so intersecting lines are lines that just cross. So intersecting lines just look something like this, okay? And the solution for this one is going to be where they cross. So it's going to be that little spot right there. And that point, when seen on a graph, so like you're looking down here, we're going to be using the coordinate planes. On the graph, it's going to be, we're going to write our answer as a point. So it'd be like x comma y. So whatever the ordered pair is for that point where it crosses. All right, so the second type is parallel lines. So those are lines that just never touch. They just kind of run parallel. So kind of think of maybe railroad tracks. They never actually cross. They just run along side by side. So with parallel lines, there is no solution, okay? Then let's see, the same line. So that's exactly what it sounds like. So say we have a line like this, and then we graph the other line and it's right on top, kind of like, whoop. Actually, let me go back. I'm going to change colors so you can actually kind of see what I'm talking about here. Okay. And then say we have another line that's just like right on top of it. The solution for that one is going to be infinite because no matter where we look on the line, so whether it's right here, 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 no matter what, it'll all be true because they're the same exact line. Okay, so for the solution. All right, so let's jump down now to how we solve these. Okay, so I kind of went through and I did these because it's kind of a pain to write on here. So I went in and wrote these already. Again, I'm going to post these. So if you feel like I'm going too fast and you don't have enough time to copy these down, don't freak out. It's fine. I'm going to post these so you can write them down from my notes. Okay. So first step is to write all the equations in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. As you can see for like number one, these ones are already ready to go. Y is already by itself. Okay, so we're already at that step. As we get to the back side of the notes, you'll see what I'm talking about with step one. All right, step two is next you have to graph the lines. Okay, so once they're in slope-intercept form, you have to graph them. All right, and then you just have to tell me what the solution is. So the solution is either going to be where they cross, no solution if they're parallel, and it's going to be infinite solution if they are the same exact line. So you just have to tell me that. So those are the three steps to solve these. All right, so let's look at number one. Let me get rid of that really quick. All right. So I'm going to do these in two different colors so you can see the two different lines we're dealing with. So I'm going to start with this top one. I'll do this one in, oh boy, okay. This top one I will do in, okay, that's not working. Oh no. All right, bear with me guys, sorry about that. All right, we'll just get rid of that. Okay, so this first equation is y equals x minus 8. Okay, so the first thing you want to look for is, remember, what's your b equal? what is your m equal? So this part should be review. So in this equation, what letter or what number is in the spot for b? Okay, so in this case, b is -8. And then you want to know what your m is. Remember, your slope is m. So in this case, technically, we have a 1 out here in front of the x. Remember, your m is the number that's with the x. So in this case, it is a 1. If it's ever a solo number, remember, you can always put it over 1 to make it a fraction, because when we're dealing with graphing, having the fraction is very helpful for us. Okay, so for this one, you're going to start at 0. So you're going to start right in the middle. All right, from there, the -8 tells me I'm going to go down 8. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where you're going to put your dot for that one. That's where that one crosses the y-axis. Okay, so from 0, I went down 8. All right, from that point then, the slope is telling you it's a +1. So from that point, I'm going to go up 1 and then to the right 1. And I'm going to follow that pattern until I run out of graph. So in this case, I'm going to go up 1 to the right 1, put a dot. Up 1 to the right 1, put a dot. And keep following that pattern until you run out of graph. So up 1 to the right 1, up 1 to the right 1, all the way through. And then once you run out of graph, you can go down or over to the left and then down 1. So you're going to do the opposite, okay? And then let me just get rid of these extra ones here. And then you're going to draw your line. So in this case, I would suggest using a straight edge because of the fact that we want to know the solution. So we want to know exactly where they are crossing. Okay, so I would strongly suggest, that did not come out straight. Okay, I would strongly suggest using a straight edge. So if you have a ruler at home or something along those lines, probably best. All right, that looks much better. Just perfect. Okay, so there's our first line. Alrighty, we change it to red just so we know that's that one. Okay, so then let's look at the next line. I know this is going to be a lot of work, but bear with me. All right, so the next one is, pull this down a little bit. So the next one we have y equals -2x plus 1. Okay, so again, start by what is your b equal? What is your m equal? Okay, so in this case, the 1 is our b, and then the m is, remember, the number that's with the x, so in this case it is a -2. As I did with the first one that I wrote in red, remember, you can always put solo numbers over 1 to help you with graphing. Alrighty, so then when I graph this one, I'm going to start at 0 again, and the +1, my b tells me I need to go to 1. So from 0, I'm going to go up to 1, and then that's where your line crosses the y-axis, the y-intercept. Alrighty. And then from that point, our slope is telling us, since it's a -2, it's telling me to go down 2 to the right 1. All right, so from that point that I just made, I'm going to go down 1, 2 to the right 1, put a dot, and follow that same pattern. Down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1. Keep going until you run out of graph. And then again, you can do the opposite, and you can go up and to the left. Okay, the more points you put, the more accurate your line is going to be, especially if you don't have a straight edge at home to work with. All right, and then I'm going to see if I can get this line how I want it. There we go. All right. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, so as you can see, you just graph the two lines. So in this case, they were in slope-intercept form, so all you have to do is tell me what your b is, tell me what your m is, and then go from there. All right, and now telling me what the solution is, okay, you're going to go to where they cross. So in this case, they actually do cross. So my solution is going to be right there where they cross, okay? So in order to find that, remember, you want to look at the ordered pair. So you have x, then you have your y, okay? So on the x-axis, In order to find this one from 0, I go over 1, 2, 3. That's where I line up with this, okay? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I went 3 in the positive direction for this one, and then I went down 5. So I went down to -5 on the y-axis. So in order to write my solution, my answer would be 3, -5, because you're telling me the ordered pair of that point right there. Alrighty, so then that would be your answer for number 1. Again, I know it's a lot of work, but I think the more practice will help you guys with this one. I'm not going to do number 2 because it's very similar to number 1. So I'm going to go to the next page and look at these back ones because these are the ones that you actually have to solve. So I will do number 3 with you, and then we'll see and we'll go from there, okay? I probably have to make another video because I believe I only get 15 minutes with this one. Okay, so for number 3, okay, so we have -3x plus y equals 8. So again, you're going to want to get x by itself first. So or the y. So what do you have to move away from the y for this one? You have to get rid of that 3x. You're going to add 3x, and then you're going to, these cancel, remember, because you do the opposite to move to the other side, and you want those to cancel on that side. So now I have y equals, and then the 8 and the 3 on the other side, you can't combine them because the 3 adds an x, and the 8 does not. So in this case, it's just going to be 3x plus 8, okay? And then you're just going to go through and you are going to graph this one. Okay, so again, what is your b? You're going to start with that. So in this case, b equals 8, and my m equals 3. Remember, making it into a fraction usually helps you when you're graphing. All right, so for my b, that tells me from 0, I'm going to go up 8. So from 0, I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where my dot's going to go. All right, so I went up 8 from 0. And then you're going to do the same thing with your slope. So the positive 3 tells you to go up 3 and then to the right 1. In this case, I can only go up 1, 2, and I run out of graph. So that just tells me I'm going to do the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. To the left 1. Okay. Then you're going to follow that pattern until you run out of graph the other way. So down 3 to the left 1. Down 3 to the left 1. Down 3 to the left 1. And then just keep going. Alrighty. Perfect. All right, let me see if I can get this nice and straight. Alrighty, so there's my red line. And then now you have to do the same thing with the next equation, okay? So I'm actually going to go and I'm going to, I'm going to erase this stuff so I have some room here. Okay, we'll do blue with this one. So I have negative x plus y equals negative 2. Again, you want to get y by itself. So I'm going to move the x. I'm going to add x to both sides here to move it. All right, so remember, doing that cancels these two, and then you're just left with your y equals. And then again, you can't combine the x and the 2 because the 2 doesn't have an x, okay? So you're just going to rewrite it. X minus 2, again. Now we got y by itself. What's your b equal? What's your m equal? All right, in this case, my b is negative 2. My m is technically got a 1 right there. All right, so it's going to be 1 over 1. So the b tells me to go to negative 2. So from 0, go down to negative 2, put your dot. So it's going to be right there. And then my slope tells me to go up 1 over 1. So up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Right on the corners there until you run out of graph. I'm going to go the other way as well. So Down one to the left, down one to the left, down one to the left. Keep going until you run out of